Okay. So, good afternoon, Laurel. How have you been?
Been doing okay. Been trying to do okay.
I'm glad to hear. Last time you were here, we were filling out your inquiry form because you called me regarding the fact that you ran out of resources to pay for your tuition. So today we're gonna do a little bit of a follow up and fill out your social history. So we're gonna go a little bit deeper on your history, as the name says it. So if I'm asking two straightforward questions, or do you feel uncomfortable about it, or you don't want to talk about it, please feel free to tell me, and we're gonna skip this up.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit of your family?
My parents originated in Jamaica, and they came to Canada when they were young. Maybe, I'm not sure what my father was. My mom was maybe 13 or 14 when she came. And my grandmother brought her over. So my grandmother came first.
Oh.
She worked here and then sent for everybody. So she sent for my mother and the rest of her children. And then my grandmother also sent for uncles and aunts and sisters. So my grandma was the one to bring all the family.
So is she still alive?
Yes.
She's a strong woman.
Yes, she's 77 now. Still working.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And do you live with her? Do you live with your?
So when I was younger, I lived with my grandma for a little bit because my mother had me at a young age. My mother had me at 15. So I lived with my grandmother, and then when my mom got a little bit older, my mom had her own place, and I lived with my mother. And I was raised just with my mother.
Oh, your father wasn't in the picture?
No.
Okay, and you have any kind of siblings? You grew up with them?
I have one brother, so my mom only has the two of us, and I'm her oldest child.
Okay, and how is your relationship with your brother?
My relationship with my brother is actually really, really good. So we're 10 years apart.
Ooh.
So I absolutely prayed for him. I did. I was only child, so I was so bored and so lonely. I used to make up invisible people and play with them. And then I used to pray, please, that my mom have a baby, that my mom have a baby. And then my mother got pregnant with my brother, and they said that the pregnancy wasn't a good one at the time.
Oh my God.
So they told my mom to terminate the pregnancy because the baby may be sick.
That should have been hard for you.
Yeah.
And your mom.
So my mom asked me what to do, whether she should terminate the pregnancy or not, and I told her that if something's wrong with the baby, that we'll love the baby. And I told her to keep the baby, that if the baby has Down syndrome or if the baby's born with special needs, that it's okay to keep the baby. And my mother did, and my brother came out healthy.
It sounds like you have had a lot of wisdom since you've been very young.
Yes. So
That's amazing. And so you told me that growing up you would made up people, talk to imaginary people because you don't have, well, your brother is way younger than you.
Yeah.
Any other features about your childhood? Did you have friends? Were you a lonely girl? How would you describe it?
In the beginning of my childhood was a little bit, the only thing that affected my childhood, I would say, was having an absent father. But my mom made up for that with putting me into sports. So I was very big on sports. So from about 6 years old, I was in competitive gymnastics.
Uh-huh.
So I would go to gymnastics 4 times a week.
Oof.
And then I ran at York University.
Uh-huh.
So my mom always kept me busy doing something. So I didn't have time to really get distracted with other things that would have distracted me. So always being in the sports, I was very popular in school. Very popular because everybody knew me from the track team in school. All the teachers knew me. So I did not have a problem making friends at all. So that was a kind of helpful thing, I guess, and it was just because of the sports, really. If it wasn't for sports, I don't think I would have went around talking about art. being into
So
children.
sounds like sports um, build a big part of who you are today, of your personality.
Yes, it has.
Let me get back a little and ask you, since you didn't grow up with your father, how would you describe your relationship with him right now? Is there any?
Yeah, there's a relationship. It's kind of funny because since moving to out here in Simcoe,
Mhm.
my father's mother lives out here in Barrie.
Okay.
So the whole time when I was in Toronto, they're absent from my life. Maybe I saw him maybe 2 times when I was younger, and then
Oh.
moving out here, my uncle's out here, my dad's brother, and my grandmother lives out here. So I don't know if it was kind of the father that directed me out here, but since being out here, I actually look for my grandmother, my dad's mother.
Really?
Yes. So I go and I see her,
Mm-hmm.
and I go and I bring her food, and I'll go and like if I'm going to buy meat at the store, I'll buy her meat and pick it up and drop it off for her, and stuff like that. So I just kind of wanted to show my dad's side of the family that even though I was absent from their life, that I didn't grow the same way as they did, that I would still look back and have a heart and do what's right. So I talked to my father, but with his mother's old age, I actually really give her the opportunity to get to know me and me to get to know her.
Okay. It sounds to me like you're really compassionate and like you're being the bigger person here.
Yeah. I have to lead by an example of just kind of showing them that I'm not from their kind of family of the way they distance and not know how to keep the family.
That's amazing. That's a set some examples definitely.
Thank you.
So moving a little forward, a family on your own. Are you married? Are you single? Do you have sons or daughters?
I'm married.
You're married?
Yes.
How long have you been married?
I've been married 5 years now. So I've been married
Okay.
5 years.
And how would you describe your marriage?
It's good. I knew my husband from we were 17 years old.
Okay.
So he used to watch me run track at York University.
Okay, so he was
Yeah.
sort of a buyer.
He came out, yeah. He used to watch me run. So we had our first child at when I was 19, and then our children are 3-4 years apart. And I wanted my children 3-4 years apart only because me and my brother are 10 years apart.
So you wanted
So
them
it
to
was
grow up.
together because it was kind of more instead of with my brother, it was like I was his parent instead of getting to play with him.
I completely.
So I wanted my children to be able to play together and not have that kind of responsibility of a parent. So they're all 3-4 years apart.
How old are they right now?
20, 16, and 12.
Okay, and how is their relationship towards you and in between them?
It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I try to raise them well and to know what's wrong from right, ethical. And I'm not sure, maybe because I had them younger, but we have a good communication. We're able to talk, and I'm able to laugh with them. And I got to teach my girls gymnastics. I still do backflips with show them. So I'm loving this stage right now with the children, and I tell them they don't have to move out.
That tells me that you're really like an involved mother, like in their development and the way they're growing.
Well, I like to be because if I'm not raising them, that means the internet's raising them. Or if I'm not raising them, who's raising my children?
Completely.
So I definitely like to have a firm stand in what they're doing every day.
That's amazing. I really admire that. And so, who lives with you right now? I guess your husband and
Yeah, my
your
husband and the
children?
3 children. So a
And-
family of 5.
Family of 5.
Yeah.
Not your mother, not your
No.
grandmother.
Just my husband and my children.
Oh, okay. Have you been living in the same place for a long time? Do you move a lot?
We lived in our last home for 10 years.
Okay.
And then the reason why I moved is because my 2 daughters were kind of sharing a room.
Mm-hmm.
So my oldest daughter, 16, it was time for her to get her own room now. So
She
we
wanted her own
moved.
space.
Yeah. So we moved and we've been out here now for 3.5 years.
When you say out here,
Simcoe.
Simcoe out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Moving from Toronto.
And how are you feeling here?
It's the area's growing on me. It could be a little bit more cultural. That's the only thing that I find with Simcoe. It needs to grow with culture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, tell me a little bit about your education, your highest level of education. How did you do it when you were studying? How do you feel about it?
My highest level of education is I have a college diploma in personal support worker. I also went to school. I have a certificate in hair apprenticeship.
Mm-hmm.
I have my grade 12 diploma. So studying is something that I like to do. Once I put my mind to it, I'm going to get it done. And since my children are a little bit bigger now, I decided to come back and put my studies back to where they should be, to just going forward, just moving forward with my skills and increasing my skills.
So, for what you're telling me, I would say that you're really driven.
Yes.
Really driven person.
Yes.
Okay, and you told me that you're not working right now.
I am working right
Oh, okay, sorry.
now. But the problem is that it's not enough. It's just because I'm going to school, and so it's just a few hours. So
how many hours are you doing per week, if I may ask?
Probably not even 20 right now.
Oh my God.
You're right. So that's where the difficulty comes in with everything else that makes it kind of putting it together with a big bubble of a situation.
It complicates the scenario, definitely. And where are you working at right now? Did you work there before joining the school? Did you change your employment?
Yes, I changed my employment only because from moving out here, I realized in the town of Simcoe that if you're not firm working, that people take advantage of you. So on an 8-hour work schedule, there's no half an hour break.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's what some of the companies in the town of Simcoe are actually doing. Because in Toronto, same company, but you had a half an hour break. And then when I got transferred to Simcoe, 8-hour shift, and there's no half an hour break. So I changed my company that I was working for because that is illegal, and that's what I noticed is happening in the town of Simcoe.
Oh my God, I can't believe that. That must be really hard. Really, really hard.
Yeah, and it was
Trust
just, it kind of boggled my mind that the people in town of Simcoe don't advocate for themselves. So they're fine with working 8 hours.
And not getting a break.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hard to live with.
So I left the company, and now I'm with a company that actually has a break and will work with my routine for school. So I appreciate that.
So I'm gonna go a little deep, if you don't mind, and dig into the finances, since this is the main issue here. Because you're telling me you're doing 20 hours per week or less. Who's running the house budget? Who's paying
So
the-
my husband, and then with what I am making, I'll pay my side of the bills. But where the extra income comes in, because the household can be ran, but it's the finances for school. So school right now is my extra finance. So this is the extra finance. So if I was not in school, I would
You would be
fine.
okay.
Right. But because I want to further my education, it's it becomes extra finance. So it's either a give and take situation.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of ironically. Like, you would be okay staying where you are, but that would mean you would be
Right.
stuck, or you have to move forward and take such a big challenge.
Exactly.
That takes courage.
So I chose to move forward and take the challenge and leave it into the Father's hands.
Sounds like you're really brave. Really, really brave.
Thank you.
Medical history. Do you have any kind of major injuries during the time you were practicing any kind of sports? Any surgeries? Anything
In
that-
gymnastics, I had my eyebrow split open.
Oh.
a girl's two front teeth went into my eyebrow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in
Okay.
gymnastics you have to jump on boxes, so everybody wants the lowest box, so you don't have to jump so high. And I guess I wasn't looking and she wasn't looking, and we went to the box, and because she was a little bit taller than me, her teeth ended up going into my eyebrow. And that was the first day that my mom did not leave early after dropping me off, because my mom took the bus her whole life. My mom still takes the bus.
Uh-huh.
So she dropped me at gymnastics and she would watch me through a window before she leaves. And when her teeth hit my eyebrow, I was going to the bathroom because we got into collision, and I'm going to the bathroom and I felt something running down my face. And I wasn't sure, but by the time I opened up the door to go out into the bathroom, my mother was trying to scare me, surprise me.
Oh my god.
So she just ended up going, boo, oh my gosh. And then I knew my eyebrow was bleeding and it was split open, and I got 4 stitches.
That must be a shocking moment for both of you.
Yeah.
You and your mother.
Yeah. So to this day, now that I'm adult, I pencil it in. So you
You
can't.
can tell.
Well, it doesn't grow. It doesn't grow.
You can tell.
So it doesn't grow. And then I fell out of a 3-story window. Yeah, I fell in a 3-story window in elementary school. And I broke my leg and I split back open my eyebrow again. But what happened, gymnastics saved my life. Gymnastics actually saved my life up with that fall.
May I ask why?
Because in gymnastics, they teach you how to land.
Oh,
So when you're in gymnastics,
you give me goosebumps.
yeah, when you're in gymnastics and you do the bars,
Uh-huh.
they'll teach you how to land so you don't snap back your knees. So they teach you how to land and bend your legs to be prepared for the impact of the landing. So when I fell, I kind of had that in my mind. So that when I seen I was coming to the floor, because you can actually, someone who came out of the window, you can see it. You see it coming. I seen the floor coming, and then I bent my knees.
Uh-huh.
So because I bent my knees for the impact, I fell over. I fell over and I hit my head on the concrete.
Oh.
And then my eyebrow split open again. So 2 times this eyebrow has been opened.
Oh my god.
And I went to get up. The adrenaline had me going, and I went to get up, and I fell back down. And it was 2 grade 8 girls who were smoking in the corner, smoking cigarettes. So they shouldn't have been smoking, but thank goodness, because they seen me fall, and they came and helped me up. Brought me to the principal's office, and the principal drove me straight to the hospital. And they called my mom, and my mom came to the hospital. I thought I was gonna get in trouble, but she was just freaking out. I wasn't there.
Oh
So
my god.
she was.
She must have been
Yeah.
thankful for that.
Yeah.
And sounds like gymnastics have, I mean, it has been a real important part of your life, more than just during school.
Yes, yes. I have a lot of medals from it. And even though I'm my age now, I'll still do backflips.
That's
Still,
amazing.
as long as I can keep it till I'm 45, I'm okay.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. And do you have, or is there in your family any kind of mental illness, mental health issues?
No. So far, no. Everybody in my family is something. Like my grandmother is a nurse. My mom helps the indigenous community
Oh.
in Montreal. My other aunt was a nurse practitioner. My cousin's a pharmacist. My other aunt works for Toronto District School Board. So everybody in my family as well.
Works to the medical field.
Yeah. So there was no background of mental illness whatsoever in my family.
And addictions.
No. No, we never had no alcoholics, never had no pills, never had anything.
So we gotta bring it back, but since there's no mental illness, no addictions, what was it that kept your father away from your life?
Because when his mother raised him, she only had 2 children. So my dad and his brother. And she was actually a singer. She sang with Bob Marley's wife,
Whoa.
Rita Marley. Yeah, and I actually have pictures, and my grandmother's on YouTube. My dad's mother. She was a big singer. So because she was always touring around, he was raised with his grandmother.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think that unity bond was there with him, and I was his first child. And then my dad's an obsessive workaholic.
Okay.
As I can say, in the
Okay.
gym. gym, so he does bodybuilding professional. Like he has so many trophies, and he has so many trophies from bodybuilding.
So definitely sports run within your blood, definitely.
Yeah, he's so my dad is like buff, and he's in his like 60s. So yeah,
So that's what kept him.
yeah, he wasn't fully responsible, and he was in the gym when he should have been a father.
That's unfair, honestly. Sorry. Legal history. Do you have any kind of legal issues? Any
No,
problems with the law?
no, no. And working in a professional field, you have to have working with vulnerable people.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a clean medical record.
Of course.
Exactly. So, because I'm a personal support worker, I'm okay. I have to get a criminal background checked when I go work with clients.
Okay, that's amazing. And okay, you already told me that obviously sports, gymnastics is a really it's a big part of your recreational time and spending time with your girls.
Yes.
But what else would you
I
do
write
on your
music.
Music?
Yes. I write music.
You're talented.
So if I hear like an instrumental, or someone's playing like an instrumental or something, and I hear the rhythm, and I hear it, and you let me listen, I'll actually write a song to go with the rhythm of it.
Oh my god, that's amazing. That's also about your hearing and skills. Like, not a lot of people can do that.
No, I know. My mom said when she was pregnant with me, she used to put the headphones on her stomach. So she always said she put the headphones on her stomach, but I don't know. I write songs. Like I have songs on my phone. If I'm at home, I listen to like an instrumental. My children will hear me. My husband will hear me. I used to hide it from my husband.
Hide it from your husband? Why?
Well, because I write songs and everything, and I used to hide it in the beginning, but now I don't. I play the instrumental and I sing my song that I wrote,
And
he hears me.
may I go a step forward and ask what he says?
Well, it's funny because I heard him doing it in the washroom the other day.
Oh!
I did,
That's
and
really sweet of him.
I said, you know what? It's okay. I said, I'm happy to know that I give him inspiration. Because if I didn't, maybe he wouldn't come out of his comfort zone. So I heard him in the washroom playing the music, and he was in there and everything. And I said, okay.
That's really.
I was kind of proud.
That's really something.
I was proud.
That's really something. I've heard you mention a couple of times the Father and thank God. Are you religious?
Yes.
What are your religious practices?
I could say I don't go to church every Sunday, but I do believe that there was a higher Father who created us, and as I say, to each his own. These are my beliefs, and I like to fast, and I like to pray. So
Do you fast?
yes, I do.
Okay, that
I
takes
do.
a lot of discipline.
Yes.
Oh my God. And may I ask, do you feel that you belong to any kind of religion, sorry, or do you feel you create your own?
Good question. Just because every story in the Bible, it's some of them are kind of some of them could be depicted differently.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, sometimes I just make sure that I'm following the righteousness. So I'm gonna say not every Christian story that I hear is I believe. Okay, because some of them are a little bit scrutinized besides because it's written over. Some of them are written over. Okay, but I do like to say I believe, as I said, in the Father, and I do pray. I do pray.
So you would say you're not
You can
let's
you
call
can say
it
Christianity.
blind believer.
You could say Christianity, but because sometimes I know that Christianity can be take a different route. So this is why I approach it with very baby steps.
Uh-huh.
So into who I'm listening to and believing.
Okay.
Because sometimes the message could be misled.
Okay.
And sometimes they could say a message to mislead you on purpose. So I do know that within Christianity as well. But I was baptized.
That seems like part of your wisdom, like not taking everything as it says. Like,
Yes.
just at
Yes.
first. So, if I was to ask Laurel, what are her strengths? What would you say?
My strengths are helping others. And I make sure that when I pray, my message is to give me the strength in order to help others. So, to help others find their way, to help others maybe who are lost and don't even know they're lost, or to help others with encouragement. So, my biggest strength is recognizing what other people are missing and
Okay.
give them a boost. So, I really enjoy doing that. And I told people some stuff and they'll come back to me years later and say, hey, I remember when you told me this and I thank you. Those things for me uplift me.
So you'd say you have a critical eye.
I like to pay attention to detail when it comes to people's emotions. When it comes to people's emotions, I like to look at maybe what people are not looking at on the surface.
That's something that is not pretty common in this crazy, fast-paced world.
Right, and that's why some people get missed.
Yeah.
Because, and this is why maybe some people reach out for help and nobody notices. So I always like to pay attention for that. So my strength is helping others. That's really my biggest strength, is to help others.
And from that, I guess you can tell that, as we said before, you're compassionate and all those kind of amazing things. And when Laurel doesn't feel so strong, what is her support system?
Well, my support system is myself.
Only yourself.
Well, I mean, I've grown to learn that my support system is myself. Because when I was looking for support systems from everybody else, sometimes it's a miss and a fail. So sometimes it won't be exactly what I'm looking for. So I find that when I'm able to be my support system, and this all comes back into self-care, then I'm able to be the best support system for other people. So my support system, if I'm not feeling well, is to meditate, to go sit by the water, say a prayer, remember gratitude.
Okay.
So once I remember gratitude, it's able to connect me back with my day and be thankful. So if I can't be my support system to encourage myself and build myself from within, then how can I rely on somebody else to do that for me?
So your support system is directly linked to self-care, like going there.
Directly linked to self-care. It has to be for me, because I can't depend on my husband for support. He'll give me support, and he can give me the support all he wants. Anybody else can give me the support all they want. But if I'm not feeling good in here, no matter what the support is out here, it's not going to resonate. It's not going to do anything. It's going to soak in and come right back out, because I'm still not good within myself. So once I'm feeling good, what do I need? A break. Time to myself, maybe self-care. What are the things that I need? And then when other people support me, it's able to stay right here.
And that makes you a strong person to go and help others.
Right. So, but I believe for me, myself, my resource has to come from within me.
That sounds like a really, really strong woman. An independent woman as well.
Well, as I say, to each his own, because other people have different supports, but for me, it really has to stem within me in order to lift myself up. So.
And would you say, sorry if I'm overstepping again, but would you say that that kind of way of thinking came from the fact that you were raised rather alone? Your brother is way too young. You come from a single mother. You have to take care of your own from a pretty.
That kind of thinking, actually, I'm being honest, stem from the religious side. Stem from kind of religious side. So it stemmed from. It helped me.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the religious side helped me, meditating and being prayerful and gratitude.
Okay.
So that's what really got me going.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have been well grounded. So it for me, it came from just taking time and being prayerful, and reading chapters out of my Bible a little bit more.
Okay.
It brought me to be a little bit more grounded.
Okay. it was a complex process.
Yes. It took a few years. It took me a few years because I don't swear either. So it took me a few years, and that took me 3 years. But I've been through this journey now. I think 6 years now. 6 years.
It takes commitment.
Yeah, 6 years, and that's why I said it had to stem within me. And the more I'm on this journey that brings me peace and humbleness in order to help others, is the more I feel that I grow into a better version of myself that I can reflect in order to help others.
It makes a lot of sense. It definitely does. Is there anything else you would like to add to your history?
I don't think so. I'm just happy for the opportunity to get a chance to go back to school, and happy for the opportunity to get a chance to help others.
Okay. And since the last time we talked, when you told me that you were completely worried because you ran out of resources to pay for school, till now, how would you say your vision has changed? How would you?
I'm just, as I say, the groundedness and having faith. I'm just having faith that resources will come, or maybe we're able to find different resources or avenues, maybe that I haven't looked at before. So from then till now, it's still kind of the same situation. So I'm just kind of being hopeful with that.
So you would say your attitude right now is positive and hopeful towards the complex situation you're going through.
And then being able to talk with you makes me feel better as well.
I'm glad to hear that. And hopefully you will get things sorted out. You're a really strong woman, a really independent woman, and you will figure it out.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming today and sharing all this information with me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You as well.